You agree that then this conversation turned from being social to being...
And by now we should know. Let's just undertake that exercise. And I'm going to page through, which is what I'm doing, page 1202 at random.
You did show that to us yesterday.
Yes.
I did see what you meant yesterday,
Yes,
but
it
it
is.
was never asked from experts whether or not it could have happened that a comment on a status picture could have been the way it's depicted here. That was never canvassed.
Are you saying because it was never put, therefore it never happened? Yes, you are free to put it that way, but my response, which I am free to give to you, is that you don't need to have a degree to see this. It is determinable logically. We can see she did send a picture, to which I commended stylish. And when she testified saying she did not send a picture, she was not telling the truth.
In any event, that photo that you responded on as stylish is not a naked photo. It's someone fully dressed. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. So we are now moving from the premise that she did send a picture.
I'm not saying she did send a picture. You replied to a picture which she said was a status upload. That is her version.
So, sorry maybe to have had dealt with it the way I did. I have established, I believe, that she did send a picture. This is determinable from just a naked eye. Objectively, she did send a picture. She was not truthful when she said she did not. So that is her picture, in fact, to which I commended stylish, and to which she then responded, "You've got a fine eye too," at 11:67.
Hello and welcome to News in Politics. I'm Nikki Wenimo. Today I want to discuss the cross-examination of Judge Mbenege. He is under a tribunal right now for sexual misconduct in the workplace, and the judge is showing us why he is actually a judge president. Not that I'm praising what he did or what he is alleged to have done, but what I'm telling you is the judge is walking all over the representation of the complainant. I mean, he knows the law. He is prepared for each and every section. Anything that she springs on him, he has a better explanation. He can even clarify and explain it to her, and even basically over-explain it to show her or teach her that he actually knows the laws. If this is the kind of a Goliath that they have to go through to prove a point, I, at this point, feel like it's pointless. The judge knows what he's doing. The judge knows the law. He is now proving why he is actually a judge president. You can just see from his responses, you can just see from his dominance, you can just see from what he is saying that he actually knows the law more than the attorney. No offense, and this is just my opinion. Because at this point, it looks like they're being trampled on. They're being walked all over on. The judge is ready. I mean, he is ready. He has an answer for each and every single thing. And that's the problem. That's why it's important for women to be smart. Women need to actually speak out in the workplace. If your boss or that CEO of a company is harassing you, asking you for nudes, and if you are not interested, don't be timid. Don't be scared. Don't comply because you are scared of losing your job. Be clear. Tell him, I'm not interested. Your advances are making me feel uncomfortable. I would like them to stop immediately. My answer is no, I'm not interested. That way, even if he fires you or finds reasons to fire you, as long as you've got it written, you've sent an email or a message and you've taken screenshots, then it's easier for you to prove your case. Because right now, she seemed to have been entertaining it or not entertaining it, in my opinion. Sorry, this is not a fact. It's just my opinion based on what I've seen so far. So it's very, very hard for him to be held accountable. Because at some point, he's like asking for pictures and she's sanding. She says, I'll sand, but doesn't sand. I mean, just take a look at this. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Ladies, be careful in the workplace. Be careful in the workplace. It is still a man's world. And you need to be careful. You need to be vigilant. You need to speak your mind. You need to be very clear. Don't comply even when you are not interested. And I'm not saying that the judge did what is being accused of doing. What I'm saying is, if you are not interested, make it clear from the word go. So yeah, guys, check this video out. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that this is even a fair case? Do you think that this lady, the attorney or the lawyer, is capable of really winning the case for the complainant? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm Nikki Wenimo, and this is News and Politics. I'll see you on the next one.
Being more essential.
True.
Why did you ask for a photo from her?
Because I was steering things in that direction based on the fact that I had developed an interest in her.
But
during the conversation.
Yes, but if we look at the conversation before you asked her for the picture, you haven't established that she wanted this relationship that you are seeking.
I have yet to read a book, ma'am, where we are told, you know what, when you are interested in a female, a girl, or a woman, these are the steps that you must take. Firstly, you must greet them. You must go for pleasantries. You must then buy her a chocolate, and so on and so forth. Ma'am, I have not been charged here for flirting in a particular manner as against another particular manner. The issue is whether the chats were welcome or unwelcome.
That's the point. You had to establish that it was welcome. The fact that you asked for a photo, you haven't established whether or not that would be welcome at that stage.
I did not have to ask whether, would you welcome if we were to do something A, B, C, D, E? That is, as far as I understand it, that is not how people propose, or that is not how people express their interest when it comes to others. You may have a particular way, and I'm sorry to have to sound personal, you may have a particular way, you sitting there, in relation to how you would love somebody to propose you. I don't have to get into that.
You don't have to get personal with me because I'm not party here. We are talking about the complainant. She indicated...
No, I'm just expatiating.
Can I finish? She testified that it was unwelcome. And you have not established on what we see here whether or not it was welcome up until that stage.
No. The issue of whether it's welcome or unwelcome is something that must be considered within the context of what was discussed. And we can continue and peruse. If she did not welcome it, she should have said so. She did not say that.
I've already mentioned to you because she did not know how to react.
She did not know how to react.
It's just
I don't believe that.
When you replied,
you made a proposition, and then you continue to ask a question. Let's deal with that proposition.
We have already dealt with that. When you replied with the word kidding, after you asked her for the photo.
Page?
1164.
Thank you. 1164.
Yes.
Kidding is the follow-up on high.
Yes.
High
flows. I'm still busy phrasing my question. I haven't finished.
Sorry to interrupt you.
When you replied with the word kidding, was that an attempt to backtrack because you recognized or realized that your request was inappropriate?
Not at all. Far from that. Now the hour has come for me to explain it. Will you, maybe a few pictures you send may serve as halfway proof, me talking. The response that way is, we'll try to take more, but currently lost the most. My phone deleted everything recently. The high is a sequel to that interaction. The high part, because we must deal with high, H-A-A-I at 1929. So when I say kidding, I am saying, well, insofar as, let's start with the high. My phone deleted everything recently. I'm saying, come on, I don't believe that. So high is in that context. And then flowing from that, I'm saying, well, I'm kidding. And then the conversation continued. And we've got to read further to understand the context. That is my answer to your question, ma'am.
So what was the reply of kidding about then?
I've just explained it.
No, I don't understand what you explained.
I will repeat.
No, you don't have to say everything. I'm just saying, is it because of high? Were you kidding when you said high, or were you kidding about the request for photos?
I'm going to repeat. I am saying, she says, my phone deleted everything recently. In disbelief, I say high. And then I'm saying, well, I'm kidding. So, which means that which relates to her saying, we'll try to take more, is the dominant clause in that communication. The rest is subservient.
The dominant clause is you asking for pictures.
Come again?
The dominant clause is you asking for the pictures, not her reply.
The dominant clause is, I will try to take more pictures. I'm talking about the dominant clause particularly in relation to what was discussed at 1923 at page 1164.
Now, she did not send you pictures at that stage. Now, despite this, you persisted in asking for pictures, for photos. You testified like that yesterday as well. You persisted in asking for the pictures. Is that correct?
Yes, within the context that there's a difference between persistence and persuasion. Persuasion is more negotiation, and that is why I said at page 1165, if it won't offend.
When she responded with the fact, like you say, that she will take photos and she will send it to you. She did not send it to you immediately or for a while. That was not out of genuine agreement. That was an attempt of her to avoid further engagement.
Is that your take of it after the event?
That is what this complainant testified.
She is not absolutely correct in articulating it that way. Certainly not within the context of these discussions. Few that you have got at 1930, the answer is I will do. So I'm not sure if there's anyone who is qualified to read more or less into what is contained there. But she's stated what she stated under oath when she was testifying, but all I'm saying is it's not borne out by the context, because she does not only say I will do, then she also says at 2022, ubuzifuna kwangoku na.
And the translation to that is, were you in need of them, or you wanted them as in of now?
Uxolo bendisajima.
My apologies, I was still gymming.
Then I say, if it won't offend, and that attracts a wink from her. So I'm saying, let's not, with due respect, or put it this way, in a manner of speaking, it is not going to help this tribunal, for me or for whoever else, to be nitpicking and read things out of context.
Yes, context is very important, and who else can give the context than the complainant? Because what she thought is what she conveyed to the tribunal.
What she thought is not what she conveyed to me. She conveyed something to the contrary, which is that I will do. 1. 2, if it won't offend, there's a wink.
But then she doesn't do that. And would you say that when someone says I will do, but don't do it immediately, only after you keep on persuading her, that is not necessarily true consent?
Is that so?
I'm putting it to you.
I disagree.
And then you keep on asking, few that you've got.
Indeed.
And she keeps on putting you off by not doing what you wanted her to do.
She keeps on not saying she won't do. She keeps on not saying it will offend her. As part of the negotiation and the discussion. I'm at page 1165.
Did it not cause you to question whether her failure to send you the photos indicated that she may not want to send you those pictures?
She did send pictures.
After you continued persisting in asking that, I'm asking at that stage.
Shall we then use the word persuasion and negotiation? Because I contextualized it. She has said she will do. I said, then she says, I did not realize that you want these pictures right away. I am sorry, I was still gymming. And I say, if it won't offend, ascertaining or testing the room. So point of substance is that from a reading of this and sitting where I am today, I can't find anything in the form of a rebuff. On the contrary, I find cooperation between two adults in the context of what was being discussed here. Nothing such as a rebuff. I am not going to take issue with the testimony that she gave. She chose to testify the way she did, but looking at it from what I am reading here, it flies in the face of this.
You testified yesterday also that you can read the room. That you read the room during the conversations that you had with her on WhatsApp.
Well, and indeed so, yes. Yes. And indeed, in the context of where we are now, we are at page 1165. In that context, I'm saying, if it won't offend, why am I referring to that? It is because of the manner in which you engaged me in this debate that we are engaged in. So it is to point out that, well, you know, at every twist and turn, I thought it was incumbent on me to read the room, so to speak, and I did exactly that.
I put it to you that you did intentionally not read the room. Actually, what you did is that you ignored what you did not want to accept, and you simply read what you wanted into those conversations.
I disagree.
You ignored the fact that you asked her 11 times in one conversation, that first time that you conversed with her on WhatsApp, for photos.
Sorry, I don't understand.
You asked her 11 times during that conversation of the 8th of June, 2021, for photos. In fact, you even begged when you said, please, PLZ on 1165.
Which also appears at 1167, because there is such a thing as persuasion and negotiation.
By not seeing that she is not responding positively to you, there's no negotiation. It's only one-sided. You asking.
That's a matter for argument. I disagree with your proposition. I disagree, particularly if one goes to 1167. 1167, you will see that she did send a picture to me prior to that point. There is that picture. That picture was sent by the complainant. It was not downloaded from a status. Or let me wait, because I see you are talking to somebody.
I'm listening, you can continue.
Oh, okay, sorry then. She did send a picture, ma'am. Let's deal with that. At 1167, I comment to a picture that she sent to me. It looks stylish. Then when testimony is given, the stance is that she did not send a picture to me, which is not correct. It's not borne out by this transcription, or put it this record. So fact of the matter is, you see at 2032, at page 1166, it's quite clear that prior to 2032, on that day, she did send a picture, and that has been deleted by whosoever for whatever reason.
And that was never put to the complainant during cross-examination?
What was never put?
That she deleted that photo.
No, I'm just talking about an objective fact, what we see here. I'm not dealing with what my lawyer did or what they did not do, my competent lawyers as far as I'm concerned. Let's deal with the issue, Advocate Skeppers. Your proposition seems to be predicated on the fact that she was not willing to send a picture, and she did not. That notion is not correct. She did send a picture, and objectively, we can now see. We know because when one comments on one status, it is different, it shows differently. And therefore, I'm saying to you, it is clear from what we are reading here that she had shared a picture at some point before I commented stylish.
It is also clear that you persuaded and persisted in asking for pictures.
The problem with sorry to have to put it like that, the challenge that I have is that you must accept that she did send a picture. But in light of how things unfolded, you won't be able to show me from this when exactly she sent that picture. Counsel.
We don't know when she sent that picture.
Counsel,
that is correct.
So sorry. Maybe let me express my disquiet. When you ask a question, I respect you. When I respond and you talk to somebody else next to you, I must express my disquiet when it comes to that. Please, let's deal with what you raised. I am saying, from the objective facts that we have, she did send a picture. The challenge that all of us have here is we don't know when she sent it. And I don't expect anyone to say she did not send a picture, because it should be clear to all and sundry that she did send a picture at some point before I commented at 2032 for self-serving reasons or for whatever reason. It may be nefarious or however, but we can't then say when exactly during the conversation.
This fact that you commented on a photo that she sent to you, that was never put to the experts whether or not it could have been a status photo.
Advocate Skippers, this is a matter determinable independently of expertise. It is staring at us, ma'am. You know, when somebody comments on a picture that one has sent, by now we should know. Let's just undertake that exercise. And I'm going to page through, which is what I'm doing. Page 1202 at random.
You did show that to us yesterday.
Yes.
I did see what you meant yesterday,
Yes,
but
it
it
is.
was never asked from experts whether or not it could have happened that a comment on a status picture could have been the way it's depicted here. That was never canvassed.
Are you saying because it was never put, therefore it never happened? Yes, you are free to put it that way, but my response, which I am free to give to you, is that you don't need to have a degree to see this. It is determinable logically. We can see she did send a picture, to which I commended stylish. And when she testified saying she did not send a picture, she was not telling the truth.
In any event, that photo that you responded on as stylish is not a naked photo. It's someone fully dressed. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. So we are now moving from the premise that she did send a picture.
I'm not saying she did send a picture. You replied to a picture which she said was a status upload. That is her version.
Sorry maybe to have had dealt with it the way I did. I have established, I believe, that she did send a picture. This is determinable from just a naked eye. Objectively, she did send a picture. She was not truthful when she said she did not. So that is her picture, in fact, to which I commended stylish, and to which she then responded, "You've got a fine eye too," at 11:67.